How do more than 100 million Fortnite players join the battle without lag? AWS is how Epic Games scales up to keep them in the action. AWS powers next-level innovation for millions of businesses.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's the final days of our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Hey folks, it's Mark Maron from WTF, and today I want to talk to you about Boost Mobile. So you're thinking about upgrading to the amazing new iPhone 17 Pro, the most powerful phone yet, with 8 times optical zoom. But are you also thinking about the hassle of getting the phone at the store and transferring all your data? Well, good news. When you order a new phone online with Boost Mobile, they'll send an expert to your home or work to deliver your brand new iPhone 17 Pro and get you all set up on Boost Mobile within minutes. Visit boostmobile.com to get started. Delivery available for select devices purchased at boostmobile.com. Terms apply.
Oh, hot, 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 hot! Hot, 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 hot!
Hot topic. Hello and welcome to the Neuro Spicy News. Hot topic.
Super hot, super spicy news.
It's snowing. That's not hot.
I know. It's rubbish, isn't it?
I sit in my car, on my warm car, on my heated seats. Then it.
I know.
My bum is
I've got
hot.
my radiator on, and I'm like carrying around it like a Victorian child, just like, oh, they're cold. Oh,
I've got a South Park hoodie and South Park slippers, and I am all cozy.
yeah.
So
I've got my teddy bear
I am
one piece
feeling
on,
warm.
and I am mucho
Nice.
comfy boy.
So less hot, more warm. But this news is hot and also gross. We're gonna talk about our favourite party, our favourite political party.
Birthday party?
The Reform Party. We're gonna talk about them and a member of their party. And let's be honest, he's a big member. Double entendre. So I first saw this on a Facebook page. That'll work. I first saw this on a Facebook page called NDY's Hub that I follow. You know, us advocates got to stick together. Well, the good ones anyway. And they have said, Tice said, so this is Richard Tice, said there is a crisis of overdiagnosis of children with neurodiverse issues. Now, I don't know if I'm more annoyed that he said neurodiverse or that he said the overdiagnosis, because both things trigger me because it's underdiagnosed and neurodivergent, you dickhead. But anyway, NDYs goes on to say, asked what Reform UK can do to tackle this, he said the best thing to do actually is to push almost all of it back to the schools, because we know how that works. The schools know best. The teachers know best. Oh, this shows you how out of touch Reform really are. They ain't got a clue. And stop, this is the big kicker, and stop labeling people. Just say you need a bit of extra support. You might need a bit of extra time, because that's all we need. We just need a bit of extra time. No other support. Fuck us. Honestly. If this lot get into government, we are so screwed. Then Richard Tice says, you've got the mad situation now where children who don't have any form of label are starting to feel left out. Oh, the poor neurotypicals who manage society so seamlessly instead of like we're walking through custard every day. Those poor neurotypical kids who, you know, can socialize and don't have dyslexia and autism and ADHD and RSD and all the problems that, you know, oh, poor children. Then he finishes it with, I'll just raise one more point. The site, this is I do not understand what this man's problem is, honestly, apart from the fact that he's a bellend. The sight of children in classes wearing ear defenders, I'm sorry, this is just insane. It's got to stop. The teachers want it to stop. I'd love to know what teachers want that to stop, because I'd bloody have them on a pillar as well. Heads want it to stop. It's not the right way forward. Thanks, Richard Tice. Thanks for advocating for all us neurodivergent people in a way that I can only compare to, I don't know, Trump.
Well, here's the irony of it. I've got an article from The Independent that, is giving exactly the same quotes that you are. So this was from a Westminster press conference, which was held earlier this week of recording, which is the weekend of the 18th of November. Tice, who is the deputy leader of Reform UK, outlining Reform's Doge. This is exactly the same thing that was set up by Elon Musk in the Trump administration, the Department of Government Efficiency. And he's talking about this unit's progress, warned of a crisis in the special education needs and disability system. He asserted that if this remains unresolved, there will be no bins collected. So because we're getting so much support, bin men are not going to rock up, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're getting to. And recent research from the County Councils Network, the CCN, as quoted by The Independent, says that SEND debts will reach £17.8 billion by 2029, nearly 1,000 per child, and young people in England, and more than any council spent on children's social care last year. Councils have kept these high needs deficits off their balance sheets using a statutory override, now extended to March. But more than half the councils surveyed, which is 59, say that they would go bankrupt as soon as the override ends. And Mr. Tice has essentially said the annual reviews of education, health and care plans, which are legal documents setting out support required for younger people with SEND, are unnecessary and are costing $2,000 to $4,000 a pop. He added, it's just not fair, and it's not fair to the children most in need who are not getting the provisions they require in the speed they require it. It's the only thing that he said that sort of agrees with me. But here it comes. Who's got something to say about it? The National Autistic Society. Parents aren't profiting from the education system. They're spending time and money fighting against a broken SEND system just to get the most basic support at school. Claiming there is overdiagnosis couldn't be further from the truth. The system needs reform, but not the Reform Party, to meet the needs of all children, that SEND children, including autistic young people, can access a suitable school place and thrive. Spreading these kinds of lies stigmatizes autistic people and makes life harder for them and their families.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the only people that will ever have a voice are the National Autistic Society.
Again.
But at least they said the right thing using that monopolied voice again. So, there's that's one good thing, I guess. But yeah, it's not like I haven't heard this from parents, from authorities. It's not like I haven't heard this shit before of, but what about the neurotypical kids? And it's like, well, I care about all kids. Like, I want all kids to have an equally good education. Even neurotypical kids are getting a shit education at the moment, but that's not our fault. That's not the neurodivergent people's fault. That's the government's fault. And I don't know if Richard Dickwad knows this, but he's in government. He is not, his party isn't in charge, but he speaks for a party that potentially could be. And if this is his idea of how to fix the country by making the lives of disabled children worse, I don't think that's the hill you want to die on. Like, honestly, the mentality, the hubris, that's the right word, right? The hubris of this man to just be like, I'm going to say this and you're still going to vote for me. You're still going to vote for the party that I am deputy in charge of.
Well, the only reason that he's the deputy leader of it, he was the original leader, but then he wasn't Nigel Farage. So he got bumped.
He didn't have enough social media.
No.
So essentially, this could have been the leader, and you know, we don't know what's going to go on in life, but this is from the top down. This is the mentality of the top down of basically, we are going to come out and say that disabled children, so not only children, but disabled, the most vulnerable children in this country, the most at risk children in this country, he's basically saying they're the problem.
They're costing us too much money because we're overdiagnosing them and pandering to them.
Wow. That's like, you know, me saying I want to be the mayor of where I live and then just going around spitting on babies. And expecting that like, or just kicking a puppy down the road and be like, vote for me.
The puppy was woke.
Yeah. It was a gay dog.
It was a gay dog. Goddamn gay dog.
Yeah, that dog was gay. And it's like, and then you've just got to be like, okay, if everybody out there that was like, voting for reform's a good idea. If I didn't hate those people already, and I don't hate them, maybe that's a strong word. If I didn't dislike their politics already, I really fucking do now. Because now it's personal. Before it was like, well, that's a bunch of dickheads. Now it's personal. Now they're coming after me and my family and your family who are listening and my future grandchildren. They're coming after us. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let's take a little break, and when we come back, we'll delve into this shit show a little deeper.
Get Thanksgiving ready at Whole Foods Market with so many ways to save. Their 365 brand has great prices and the high quality you expect. No antibiotics ever turkeys start at $1.49 a pound with Prime. Round out your spread with mashed potatoes and condensed soups, plus fresh organic produce like green beans, white mushrooms, and carrots for casseroles and sides. Shop low prices and quality at Whole Foods Market, in-store or online. Terms apply.
How does F1 turn data into insights at 200 miles per hour? AWS is how fans get inside the strategy. AWS powers next-level innovation for millions of businesses.
This is a Neurodivergent Experience public announcement. If you live in England and you or a loved one is waiting for an autism or ADHD assessment, you don't have to wait years. RTN Diagnostics is now part of the NHS Right to Choose scheme, which means if your local wait for a consultant-led autism or ADHD assessment is more than 18 weeks, you can choose RTN instead, and it won't cost you a penny. Jordan chose RTN for his own family because their care and attention to detail was second to none. They didn't just diagnose autism and ADHD, they looked at the full picture, including PDA, OCD, anxiety, and more. The team is friendly, neuroaffirming, and comprises many neurodivergent individuals, so they truly understand. Getting started is simple. Download the GP referral letter and questionnaire from the link in our show notes, take those to your GP, and ask for a referral to RTN Diagnostics. If approved, RTN will be in touch within 8 weeks to begin your assessment. Remember, this only applies in England and some exclusions do apply. RTN is not currently able to accept referrals for child ADHD assessments, so check the details before you start. RTN Diagnostics, helping you get the answers you deserve without the wait. Welcome back to your hot topic for this week, and crikey, it's a fun one. So for any of our American listeners, obviously this is a very UK-centric story, but I think it has a lot more to say on just the sort of the right wing's general sort of overall perspective on disabled people in general.
Oh, it is the Trump effect. It is America sneezes. We caught the let's be shitty to the most vulnerable people disease from their coughing.
Yeah, it's like when running on a policy of a lack of empathy. I mean, crikey! But I've got an article here, dude, which is from Private ADHD UK. It delves into a lot of what we've already discussed, but there are just a couple of things here that I think could sort of add to the conversation. Ear defenders. What does that actually mean when a child is sat in a classroom wearing ear defenders? Tice's comments about children wearing these ignore the incredibly well-documented role sensory regulation plays for autistic children, sensory processing difficulties, children with ADHD who struggle with noise sensitivity, overstimulation, and classroom overwhelm. It's not insane. The need is not insane. It is evidence-based, compassionate practice that helps children learn. Now, I do not understand this sort of, again, it's like this attack on the wokerati, this like on attack on wokeness, which sort of is just, an attack on empathetic people, I believe.
The attack on being understanding and seeing and empathetic.
But the absolute irony that a party that is, so heavily against immigration and diversity is attacking the diversity of everyday people. Crikey. The thing that sort of really baffles me with this is just how uneducated a take this is. To say that it's overdiagnosed, fucking point out anybody to me that can say with a straight face that it's overdiagnosed.
We literally did a whole topic on how it is
massively
underdiagnosed. Massively underdiagnosed.
It's like, I'm sorry, Richard, maybe you're just hearing about this a little bit more than you normally do. It doesn't mean it's overdiagnosed. But to paint every single child with the same paintbrush, and I know that there are wonderful teachers out there, but to go, the teacher's always right? I have had some teachers that were not right.
Yeah. No, it's so
authoritarian.
Stupid.
It is. Believe the authority, believe the system. And like, I literally read something earlier about a council that Reform runs. They've had to cancel all of the Christmas celebrations because they've overspent on England flags. Like, this is somebody who is setting up something in a similar vein to what the Doge policy was in the US, of going, we need to crack down on overspending. So do you know who's going to get it fucking first? People that actually need support. Oh, wait, Send is already cracking under the pressure of the lack of money that the government is filtering into this necessary system to bring this next generation into the workforce, which you all tell us we have to do. We're trying, but we need support system. Because here's the thing, Mr. Tice, if Send is underfunded or completely non-existent, or children are no longer allowed labels, then how the fuck are they supposed to get support?
But this is the arrogance of this. I'm going to just assume neurotypical man. The arrogance of the fact that we are constantly seen as a drain on society because of what it costs to support us. It's not seen as cost effective. And that is because of a complete and utter misunderstanding of what neurodivergence is, which, as I have said 1 billion times, is a necessary part of the evolution of not only the human species biologically, but the human species and societorily. Neurodivergent people have advanced technology, have advanced medicine, have invented everyday things that everybody takes for granted. And nobody gives neurodivergent people credit other than neurodivergent people who are just like, but by the way, we that telly you're watching, you're welcome. That internet you're using, you're welcome. That car you're driving, You're welcome.
The Doge policy that you're implementing.
You're welcome. Not really, though.
But, there is irony in that, isn't there?
Oh, huge irony that he's like, oh, the Doge policy is really good. But that was literally invented by an autistic man, for good or worse. I mean, I'm pretty sure a nuclear bomb was invented by autistic people.
Oh.
And that's not very good.
The Manhattan Project was,
I mean, it did end a war, so I guess you're welcome. But, like, honestly, like, for good or bad, neurodivergent people have massively advanced this planet. We are so important to not only like the fundamentals of society, that without neurodivergent people, without that different thinking, the outside the box mentality, you wouldn't have the anywhere near, and I wasn't going to say none, you wouldn't have anywhere near as much art as you would. The musicians.
I don't know if you know, though, dude, but these people don't give a shit about this sort of stuff. They want us back in the workhouses. They want industrial Britain to come back. They want imperialism. We don't, all the things we bring to the table, to them, it's just fluff.
Because if they had like half a brain, just half of a decent working thinking brain, they would see the money you're putting in to educating these neurodivergent children, society is going to get that back. You're going to have more kids who are going to be functioning within society, who are then going to pay tax, who are then going to start shops or start businesses which may employ other people. I mean, do we all suddenly forget that Bill Gates, the creator of Microsoft, is, by his own admission in his last book, neurodivergent? Are we just going to pass over that we're saying Bill Gates, whether you love him or hate him, the amount of money that man has generated for tax, for the country he lives in, for the people he works for, given many, many people jobs, given many people technology, it doesn't matter if you don't like him
Wall
or
Street
you
runs
do.
on Microsoft.
It literally, Microsoft is one of the biggest companies on earth.
It's a game changer for so many people.
It has changed so many things. Same as Apple with Steve Jobs, who was
Google,
definitely a dick, who was definitely autistic. And Wozniak, I'm always going to give him the credit because he basically did most of the work.
For sure.
Definitely autistic. I'm not even going to be like, oh, well, sue me. That man is neurodivergent. Oh my God. Like I could be here for hours. And we have episodes, please go and listen to them, about like neurodivergent heroes. Just off the top of my head, and I always say it, and I'm not going to go through this podcast without saying it, that Michael feckin' Jordan is ADHD, and he has changed so many things. Like so many great things.
As a cultural figure, what an outlier.
Exactly. Exactly. Like people will literally say, oh, he's like Michael Jordan good. Just off the top of my head.
If you're a pro golfer,
right?
the yardage stick is Tiger frickin' Woods, ADHD.
Tiger Woods, Michael Phelps, the greatest male Olympian ever.
And he's part shark.
Yeah, he's part shark. He's ADHD. Yeah. It's not our opinion. He's ADHD. He is ADHD. He is neurodivergent. So, and I have to massively apologize for not mentioning any women neurodivergence. It has just completely gone out of my head. I just massively apologize. I wish I'd done some research before this, but this is a very, very.
I can let you know, like
random.
People believe that Taylor Swift is autistic because of the way that she writes and the worlds that she builds.
Britney Spears,
Emily Dickinson, I believe is autistic. Like Chappell Roan, Lady Gaga, even like Madonna, people like that, all huge cultural icons. I believe are neurodivergent. And then
Mary Curie, 100%.
I can't remember her name, but it was the lady who did all of the figures for the Apollo space missions in NASA. I believe that she was neurodivergent. Jack Black's mum You know, the filmmaker, the actor, his mum was so heavily involved in NASA, and I believe he's neurodivergent. So, you know, he got it from somewhere. So there are so many things that we have brought to the table. But the thing that makes me laugh, dude, is they're constantly complaining about the lack of money to fund. Tax your friends, Richard. That's where the money is. Tax your friends. There's enough going around to trickle down. This whole like Reagan and Thatcher trickle down economics has got a lot to answer for. But we'll finish with what it says in the conclusion of this private ADHD article. It says the conclusion needs to be, let's focus on solutions, not stigma. Richard Tice's concerns about system pressures are understandable. The SEND system is struggling, but framing the issue as overdiagnosis risks further delay support for people who need it. What children, families and adults actually need is faster access to assessment, better funded support in schools, understanding of masking and hidden presentations, accurate diagnosis, not dismissal, and evidence-based intervention. The real crisis isn't children wearing ear defenders, it's the overwhelming number of people living with untreated or unrecognized neurodivergent traits.
Wow, amazing. 100% agree. Absolutely beautiful. And it also makes me think of one point particularly. He's banging on about how much it cost us. Well, how much is it? Like, what has that got to do with how kids look and what they wear in school? Why does that matter? Why does that bother you? Why are you even caring what children are wearing? Like, why? The answer, because you're a dick. And also, you're not fit to be in charge of a pub party or a pub crawl, let alone a party that can run this country. It is absolutely typical of these idiots to be able to think that this is an okay thing to do. So if you're out there and you voted reform or you're thinking of it, just don't.
Do your research. Please
just
do your
don't.
research.
And I'm not affiliated with any party. I actually am sitting here thinking, oh God, we're so screwed because the people in charge right now are bloody awful. But they're not that awful.
Yeah, it's a really unusual thing in that, like, obviously for a lot of our American listeners, we have been a two-party system for such a long time, either the Conservatives or the Labour Party, which is the equivalent of the Republican or Democratic Party. But I genuinely, truly believe it's going to be two outlier parties that run in the next election in the UK. It'll be Reform UK versus Zach Balansky's Green Party. And it is going to be a choice of not centrist left or centrist right. It's going to be a choice of, are you going to be socialist left wing or are you going to be a far right conservative? There is no middle ground. It is extreme. It is extreme now. And it's frightening because I'm a believer in, with sort of politics, vote for who you agree 6, 7 out of 10 on. You're not going to agree on everything, but the core policies of your morality, you have to agree with. And if you are the parent of a child who needs SEND support and you are going to vote reform, know that they do not have your children's best interests at heart. And please do your research, people.
It's friendly fire. So stop harming yourself by voting for possibly the most awful political party that I have ever seen in my life. Anyway, I'm out of spoons. Back again next week, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully the news is a little bit kinder. But if you're out there and you see these articles, please speak up. Please reach out to your community and let's try and get some ground movement against this just bullshit. We need to speak more. We need to share more. Please share this episode on your socials. Share it with your followers because nothing about us without us. Yeah. We need to share our voices. So let's please do that.
People need to know.
Right. Take care of yourself, lovely people. Remember, Ashley will be back with you for Mindful Mondays every Monday. That will be in your feed. And we will be back with another episode of the Neurodivergent Experience on Thursday. Until then, listeners, take care of yourself. Be kind. Be safe.
Nightly bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Neurodivergent Experience. We hope today's episode sparked something for you, whether it's a new idea, a bit of validation, or just a moment of connection. Remember, new episodes are every week, so be sure to join us for the next one for more conversations and insights into the neurodivergent experience. If you've enjoyed this podcast, help us grow. You can do that by rating and reviewing this show. Your support makes a huge difference in helping us reach more people who could benefit from these conversations. You can connect with us on social media. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just search for the Neurodivergent Experience. Thank you again for listening. And until next time, take care of yourself. You're not alone in this journey.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
300 sensors. Over 1 million data points per second. How does F1 update their fans with every stat in real time? AWS is how. From fastest laps to strategy calls, AWS puts fans in the pit. It's not just racing, it's data-driven innovation at 200 miles per hour. AWS is how leading businesses power next-level innovation.
Hi, this is Robert Mays from The Athletic. This time of year always gets busy, but that's when having Peloton in my life really makes a difference. The new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ, helps me fit in great workouts no matter what's on my schedule. It's Peloton's most advanced equipment yet, giving you real-time guidance and endless ways to move. Peloton IQ plans your workouts, tracks your progress, and corrects your form so you can train smarter and make the most of your time. Let yourself run, lift, flex, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.